Hello, what's up, and welcome back to my corner. Today we're going to be doing another Tuesday talk, and if you want to see my first one, you can go watch that video. I'll link it below. And in that video, that was my very first Tuesday talk, and we kind of discussed the dangers of the internet and children, and then the Colleen Ballinger situation. We just kind of touched on it. So if you want to watch that video, you can go watch that. I'll link it below. Don't forget that you can comment and share your ideas on whatever topic I talk about that week in the comments, and to give me ideas for the next week. Let's get in to this week. So today I'm going to be kind of talking about something personal, not anything deep, but something personal to me. And this week's topic, we're going to talk about things I wish I had known before starting nursing school, and just a few little points we're going to hit. So just a recap from last week. Last video, we just kind of talked about the dangers of the internet and how I feel like children should not be posted from the time they're born until, whatever time they realize that their whole life has been on the internet, and now they don't really have a say in what's going on because their whole life's been on the internet. And just the dangers parents sometimes don't even realize that they're exposing their children to by updating everything about their child on the internet, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, anything, social media. Your kids should just not be a part of it because it's just too dangerous. Whether you think it's innocent or not, it's just too dangerous. But now we're just going to get into what this week's is things I wish I'd known before nursing school. I don't know why it feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees in here and I'm like sweating to death. So there's a lot of things that I was prepared for before nursing school. Like everybody told me it's going to be hard. You're going to have to really apply yourself. Almost all the nurses in my life and everybody I know who's been in nursing school gave me a pretty good broad spectrum of what to expect. But there was a lot of things going into it that I didn't expect, positive and negative. And those are the things I'm going to be sharing today. And there's a lot more, but we're going to keep it, short. And then, if you are also in nursing school or you've been through nursing school and you're a nurse and you want to share some tips or advice in the comments, that would be chef's kiss. Splendid. The first thing I did not expect, and I wish I'd known before going into nursing school, probably would have helped a lot of my anxiety, because I'm terrible at making friends and I'm super shy and for the most part introverted. I wish I would have known that you make a lot of friends. Now in my specific nursing school, there's a lot of older women who are, this is their third career and they're trying to, figure it out, or, they tried it before, but they weren't sure. But there's a lot of older women in my nursing classes. And when I say older, I'm 25. So I just mean 30s to 40s, because that's not old, but it's older than me. And they have families. First of all, I just want to say, I give all the grace in the world to the nursing students out there who are single parents or parents at all who have to hold down the fort at home plus try to do nursing school. I'm struggling just being a single mama jamma. I don't know how people do it with families and all kinds of other responsibilities. Kudos to you. Going into nursing school, I didn't expect to not have friends, but I just did not expect the amount of community that you create while you're in nursing school. Especially, at my school, it's a fast track program. And so, you're learning so much information in a short amount of time so that way you can graduate in a year. And it's better to come together than be like, ew, look at her over there. She doesn't know what she's doing. It's better to just come together, help each other out so we all pass. And we're all trying to get to the same goal. So it's better to come together and create study groups and things like that. And I just didn't expect all of that to happen. And I was very pleased with the positivity. There's been some bumps in the road, but it's mostly females. That happens. But for the most part, it's been super positive experience, and everybody's had everybody's back, and we've fought for each other, and we've helped each other. There's study groups, there's meeting up to help somebody, tutoring. It's been amazing. And I really just did not expect that going into nursing school. I thought I was going to kind of just figure it out. But I've made friends, I've made acquaintances, we've all helped each other, we figured it out together to try to pass. And, even if you don't pass a class, you still created somewhat of a friend. And one day you might be, working as nurses together somewhere. So it's just kind of a beautiful thing. Another thing that I really didn't expect, and I wish I would have known going into nursing school, especially before first term is there are so many resources out there outside of your school to help you through nursing school. Like there's books and journals and flashcards, and some other previous nursing students sometimes like sell their notes, I don't know if I should be saying that, but there are so many resources. I don't know if it was like this 20 years ago, I don't know. But in 2023, there are so many resources to help you through the nursing school process, besides just going to class and studying and doing your basic curriculum for the school. There's so many resources. There's, TikTok and Instagram, and you could take it with a grain of salt if you want, if you really trust the information being told to you by these, professionals on social media, because sometimes the professionals on social media, as we've seen in the news before, doctors doing things they shouldn't do on YouTube and TikTok, and some nurses, but there are some nurses who have took their knowledge, like RNs and stuff, and created their own educational platform. And I didn't know any of this going into nursing school. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to buckle down and get through class. I didn't know I could make friends in study groups. I didn't know all the resources available to me. And so if you're going into nursing school, you're in a nursing school and you didn't know, well, there's so many resources out there. There's one particular nurse on Instagram. I'll try to show her Instagram on the screen. I think her name's Christy or Christine or something. She's an RN, and she sells this like nursing school bundle, and it's literally all the fundamentals you need to know for nursing. It's like $125, but it's probably worth it, and I'm trying to buy it, but that's a lot of money for me right now. But it looks so amazing, and I really want to try to get my hands on it, because I still have 3.5-ish more terms of nursing school. I think I could definitely use it. So I just wish I would have known before going into nursing school that there was all the resources there was. I ended up buying, for my birthday, I got an Amazon gift card, and I ended up buying this book right here. It's Nursing School Cheat Sheets, and it's 50 tips for making the grade. I got this on Amazon for like $11. And, I think it's going to help me, but I also want that other booklet I was telling you about. It has like the table of contents. It has labs and measurements, white blood cell, numbers. It has coagulation values, anticoagulation therapy, electrolyte values, arterial blood gases or ABG values. I mean, it goes on, and it's amazing. And this is going to be very useful. So all those resources out there, definitely use them. Now, the first two things are kind of positive things that I didn't know about going into nursing school. And the next thing I'm going to kind of talk about is not so positive. So at my job, I'm an aide. I'm a caregiver, resident aide, whatever the heck you want to call it. We're in a long-term care facility. So I work alongside nurses all the time. And I work alongside other aides, whether that be younger than me or older than me. Most of the time they're older than me and they've been doing it for a long time, or whatever the case may be. And not everybody at my job is like my best friend, but we have somewhat of a camaraderie just because we work together every day, and we kind of need to get along for the residents and the patients. And it's so funny because we always say at work, just like when you're taking care of kids, it takes a village. When you work in a nursing home or long-term care, even a hospital, it takes the whole village. You need everybody to be, a part of the team. And so we all always say that at work. Doesn't really have much to do with what I'm about to say, but I just feel like it's a cool comparison because it's true. When I started nursing school, and I didn't even notice this at first, somebody had kind of pointed it out to me. When I started nursing school, a lot of the people at my job who I thought were like my friends, not anybody I thought was like my bestest friend for life, but just people I thought that, respected me and that I respected, and we kind of had like, somewhat of a acquaintance, they kind of changed and switched up on me. Like soon after I started school, they started acting jealous and defensive and just weird and distant towards me, just really weird. I don't even know how to explain it, but maybe somebody else, listening has gone through the same thing and they kind of understand. But whenever I started school, a lot of the people who were older than me, who were clearly very miserable, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I witness a lot of women in their 40s that I work with who are super miserable because of their life choices, and sorry, not my fault. As soon as I started school, people started to become different towards me. Like, And I didn't really notice it. I mean, I noticed they were changing. I'm like, why is everybody so weird towards me lately? And one of my friends at work was like, because you're in nursing school, because you're going up the ladder and they're not, and they feel like they've missed the mark, and they haven't, but they feel like they have, and so they're jealous of you. And I was like, jealous of me? Like, no. I was like, jealous? Like, oh, no, there's no way. But after somebody pointed it out to me, I just witnessed it. Like, I really noticed it. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to be jealous, go ahead. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but trust me, there's nothing to be jealous about. You are in control of your life. You make your own choices. And so if you want to go back to school, go back to school. You know, whether it be a nurse, a lawyer, a teacher, an astronaut. I mean, don't be jealous of the next person because they took that step. It took me a long time to take the steps I took. And that's, you know, sometimes when people say don't judge a book by its cover, that's true. Don't just assume that, oh, I'm going to school, my life is perfect. No, it took me years to even build up the courage to go back to school. And it's just something I really did not expect, and I kind of didn't really care to know before I started school because I didn't really cherish any of those people, but I just didn't expect it. Another thing I wish I would have known before going into nursing school, I knew it was going to be hard, I knew it was going to be intense, I knew that it was going to cause stress beyond comparison, but each term, you know, each nursing school is probably different, but you're still learning the same amount of information. Each term gets harder and harder. I swear, you know, you go from one term and you're like, you barely scrape by and you're like, oh, okay, I made it through. And then you start the next term and you're like, oh, like it gets harder each time. And it's so hard to want to keep pushing through. But, you know, you have to keep telling yourself it's only temporary. And once you get through all this hardness, you're going to be a nurse. You're going to have a career. You're going to always have a job. And you're going to be doing not God's work. I don't like when people say that, but you're going to be doing a really good service to the community. But each term gets so hard. And like I said, everybody told me nursing school is going to be hard, but each term gets harder and harder. And sometimes it's like you can't even believe the amount of homework and work that you get and amount of tests and quizzes you're taking. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is intense. Like people can tell you all day long how hard and intense nursing school is going to be, but until you're actually doing it, you don't really like take them seriously. So it's like I kind of knew nursing school was going to be hard, but each term has gotten harder and harder, and it's kind of wish I would have known that, but in a way I kind of did, I guess. The last thing I wish I would have known before going into nursing school is the different schools and different programs available these days. So 5 or 6-ish years ago, when I graduated high school in 2017, my goal was to go straight to school and get my degree, and if I would have done that today, I probably would be an RN, but it's okay, we're not going to talk about that. Right out of high school, I went to college, and I really was not prepared at all. I knew nothing about nursing. I knew nothing about healthcare. I really just didn't know anything, and I really was not really ready to go back straight to college after high school. I struggled in high school really badly. You know, I had an IEP, had a learning disability, and I don't mean to say had, I still do. And, you know, I was afraid if I didn't go to school straight out of high school, I would never go. But I definitely wasn't ready, and I didn't do any research. I didn't know all of the programs that were available to me and all the other schools I could be going to. I just kind of stuck it to one local school because I knew I didn't want to go away from my family and live on campus somewhere. So I stuck to a community college, which is a great college, has a very good nursing program. Sometimes I regret not staying there, but I try not to live with regrets and try to just know life goes the way it's supposed to go, whatever, all that hoopla. But I didn't know all the programs available to me. And then 5 years later, you know, last July, August, I'm like, you know what, I think I'm ready to go back to nursing school. I had been an aide for almost 2 years at that point. I've been exposed to the healthcare field a little bit more. I now have been around nurses long enough to have told me their experiences with different programs, and I just didn't know all of the resources available to me. And so I did try to go to nursing school straight out of high school. I went to a school. I went for 1 semester, and I just wasn't ready, and I just knew nothing about nursing, and they started talking about NCLEX and all these other things. I didn't even know what that was, and I feel like before you go to nursing school, you should probably know what the NCLEX is, so I just was not ready, and I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared before I tried to enter nursing school. So I wish I would have known before even trying to go to nursing school all of the different programs and schools that were available. So just like when you go to the doctor and they give you a referral for different specialist for things, it's the same thing for school. Like, do your research, get opinions on programs. Every person's going to have their own opinion about each program you go to. Just pick the one that you feel like is going to suit you the best, and whatever, have your own experience. Don't base yours off somebody else's. But yeah, I just wish I would have known of all the different things available towards me, and I didn't. And now I do, and I'm very happy with the choice I made in the school I'm going to and the knowledge that I'm gaining, and I'm super excited to be done with school. And once I'm done with school or close to being done with school, I'll probably do more like nursing school tips and advice videos. But right now, I need those for myself, so I definitely shouldn't be giving any advice. Besides, you should definitely do it if you're thinking about it. And this is kind of an advice video, kind of to help, somebody in the same situations that I went through. But that's pretty much it. There's been a hair on me this whole time that I don't know if you can notice. I was trying to get off of me, but I don't know where it is. I'm just going to try to push through. But that's pretty much it for today's Tuesday talk. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment down below what you want to see or hear me talk about next Tuesday. Don't be scared to comment your ideas. I need ideas. Watch my last video if you are interested in that topic, and if you're a nurse watching this or somebody who wants to go nursing school or anything like that, comment below some advice down below. We could all use it, and we all need it. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out. I think I got it. I got the hair off of me.